Hello Shyam, welcome to zenonco.io and Love Heals Cancer. We will be listening to your journey of how you healed the cancer and how you cope up with it in order to inspire other cancer patients and caregivers. So you can start sharing your journey with us.
Thank you, Nimisha, and thank you for having me here. As I recall, the year was 2009, and I had just returned from Mumbai after ordering some machines. And this ordering of the machines was for a big project, which was to come up after maybe a decade of financial turbulence. And I was very happy and wanted to break the news to my son and my wife. And when I reached home, I found her with 104 degrees temperature. And I inquired, and we thought maybe it could be for any reason. And the next day, she was also complaining about not passing stool, and she could feel that there's some blockage, or the stool is not, passing through. And then we took her to a gastro, and he recommended colonoscopy. But while doing the colonoscopy only, he started raising doubts. And he said, you must get this tested, the biopsy samples.
Right.
And we immediately took the biopsy samples to the one of the labs here. And after 3 days, probably, the report came. And in those 4 or 5 days, she was continuously suffering because she was not able to pass much stool, and so we had to reduce her diet, and she was becoming weak. And I mean, we really didn't know what to do. The doctor also had no solution to the problem. He was trying his best, but the problems were multiplying. And after maybe around 5 days or 3 days after the colonoscopy, we could get the report. And I had gone to the hospital to pick the report, and I asked the nurse. In fact, those 3 days I had done a lot of sort of research on Google as to what is cancer called and how it happens, because the doctor had given me some idea that it may be cancer. You must be prepared for that. And once I read the report, I could see, because it mentioned malignancy, and that I could sense it was cancer. I asked the lab technician, what does it mean? He said, you please go and ask your doctor. But I again told him that, is this cancer? He said, yes. And so that was the time we really got to know about it. And then came the difficult question of how to get it cured now. So we had two options. One was we spoke to someone at Gangaram. We were referred to him. And he was a very good gastroenterologist, but may not be a very good cancer surgeon. So in fact, we wanted both, because these are very tricky surgeries, because the person has to be an expert as a cancer surgeon also, as well as a good gastroenterologist also. Somehow this was the best we were finding in Delhi. And then there was an option. Yes, then there was an option that we could have taken her to Mumbai. Someone referred about Tata Memorial, and but the logistics were not working out, and the disease was getting bad. And because of the blockage, we took the decision of getting her operated at Gangaram only. And the first surgery was done pretty successfully. He said he's been able to take out most of the things, and he had taken out those lymph nodes also. And it was a very high stage of 2 and low stage of 3, somewhere there. I've almost forgotten what were the words there. And things started going on. We started going in for chemo. All the things were happening. But in the meantime, uh, I mean, things were going normal. We thought like, yeah, the surgery's been done, surgery has been fine, and now if with the onset of chemotherapy, things
Mm-hmm.
should work out well. But to our surprise, in January, after maybe 3 to 4 cycles of this operation was done in July 2009,
Okay.
and in January next year, while
Mm-hmm.
doing a routine CT scan, the doctor
Mm-hmm.
again, I found the doctor doing the scan 3 times
Three
and reviewing
times.
the reports. And I was very surprised as to what is he trying to do. Like there's been
Mm-hmm.
chemotherapy and things have gone well,
Mm-hmm.
surgery is done. And then she said, "Ki nahi, nahi, the cancer has resurfaced." And we were very like
Oh.
shell shocked as to how this can happen when the chemotherapy is going on. And but it was there. Again, we got her operated in Delhi. Somehow this time the operation could not be performed successfully, as the doctor said that there's some issue, it has just spread. So he could not take it out, but he could just sew it
Mm-hmm.
back inside. And then we took then we started consulting others and like what to do, how to go about it. Doctor
Mm-hmm.
has failed in the operation, what to do. And they, some of them suggested radiotherapy.
Right.
Those I mean rays, when the rays are fast.
Mm-hmm.
So we got her through 1 month of radiotherapy. Somehow the tumor subsided. The size of the tumor came very less because of the radioactivity. And we again thought, and uh, within this time,
Mm-hmm.
like the marriage of both my daughters got fixed.
Oh, in
So
this
one,
meantime.
yeah. So
Okay.
both the daughters were to get married one after the other, maybe in 5 months. That was one of our biggest dreams. So we had been thinking those ways, like, yeah, I must get this done. So next 6 months was like we had almost forgotten about it. After the radiotherapy, we
Mm-hmm.
were getting CT scans done in 2 to 3 months, but the cancer size was not growing, and we were, because we were very busy with both the marriages. I mean, it was all going through. And somehow in November, December, again, she started sensing uneasiness like vomiting. And then once we got the CT scans and all
Mm-hmm.
done, it was said like, no, no, it has really spread now. A part of our intestine also will have to be taken out, and we'll put in that colostomy bags, and she'll have to pass a stool from there. And we said, okay, like as long as she remains
Mm-hmm.
alive, we are good with everything. I mean, all these things are all manageable.
Right.
You just have
Mm-hmm.
to change your a bit of your attire. You cannot wear saris, so you start wearing salwar kurtas and whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So we went ahead with that also. We got that done. And then again, things were like going on, and the chemotherapies were going on. And in 2012, April, because for 13, 14 months, the cancer had not resurfaced because we were getting CT scans done.
Okay. In
And in,
2011, basically.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
2011, February, the operation was conducted,
Mm-hmm.
wherein they put in this colostomy bag, and 2000 till 2012 it was not coming. It had not come back.
Okay.
And but in June 2012,
Mm-hmm.
once they did, they again found the thing resurfaced, and they said, I mean, we are also baffled as that there is no colon,
Mm-hmm.
and still she is having colon cancer. I mean, even without that colon, earlier the cancer was growing inside the colon,
Exactly.
and now they had removed the colon.
Mm-hmm.
But without the colon, also the cancer had come, and she was very. I mean, we were all very heartbroken, and Doctor said like, now there's no point getting the operation done because what you're going to take out, I'm really surprised. Still, someone in Delhi said, no, he could do it. So we again went for a surgery. We again got the tumor out. But it was again short-lived, like 1 month after, 2 months after, the tumor came back again, and the doctor said like, nothing doing. This time we're not going to do anything, go for palliative care. Then somehow the topic of my son's marriage came up, and she really wanted to see it. So we persuaded our son to get married early.
Okay.
She also got very busy. She was very excited about the marriage.
Mm-hmm.
And somehow we could go through with it. But right as soon as after the marriage, and
Mm-hmm.
once the children were going out for their honeymoon, her the tumor burst just from her stomach. It burst, and that was the time she took up the bed. She couldn't get up, and was there for like. I mean, we had to take care of all her stuff. We kept nurses and all, female nurses
Mm-hmm.
to take care of her everything. But she was on bed only. She couldn't move after that, and she passed away after that. But peacefully, I would say. So that has been a journey. Anything else related to this, if you would like to know, I can answer.
Okay. Yeah. So, like, the early sign was only fever.
Yeah.
Was she having any other problem related to this, initially?
Not so. Colon, in fact, I was the one to be having colitis,
Okay.
and she had no sign whatsoever. The only problem being was her mother,
Mm-hmm.
her mama, and her nana. All three of them had colon cancer. So the doctors told up it could be genetic too. So, but there was no sign. That was the first time we
Mm-hmm.
came to know about it. We thought she might not have eaten well, or initially it was like constipation. Then,
Mm-hmm.
but doctor said colonoscopy. He did endoscopy also just to check if there's anything bad up there. But there was no sign as such. I mean, that was the first time we were confronted with this.
So, like, how was this news disclosed to the family? Like, how did you tell everyone? What was
What
their
had happened
reaction?
was I was the one who had got the report, but even without the report, we could more or less, with the colonoscopy doctor only, we could get an idea that she's got cancer. We did not tell her,
Mm.
the patient, but yes, my children were pretty grown up by then. And yeah, we just sat and we had a meeting, and told them, they all started crying. I said, crying will not help. What we must do is give her the best caregiving. I mean, do whatever best. Financially, there's no issue as such. So
Mm-hmm.
we'll manage everything. The only thing which will be required is maybe some caregiving you'll also have to give. Both my daughters had jobs.
Okay.
So, but they said, okay, we'll figure out how to do things. But it was taken in good spirit. And then my larger family also was informed. But because everything had to be done at our end only, all the
Mm-hmm.
decisions and all the other things. So we were the ones who were really uh, worried about it. And the news was taken not very well, but yes, because of grown up people, they accepted it well.
So, did you thought about going for any other treatment, like maybe some jadi booty or Ayurveda or homeopathy, probably?
Because the treatment had continued for 4 years,
Mm-hmm.
we were getting many suggestions. Someone suggested a Baba, someone suggested a. In fact, I'd gone to meet a person who claimed to cure cancer in 3 months'
Okay.
time. And I told him, okay, we can take your medicines along with the chemotherapy,
Mm-hmm.
but you give us medicine for 1 month. He said, no, no, you'll have to take medicine for 1 year. I said, but you give it to us every month.
Ah,
So he said, no, at the initial stage only, you'll have to take it for 1 year. So we could guess that that person was just trying to fool us. So we were getting people who were claiming they had
mm-hmm.
supernatural powers, who had some other medicine to cure, but we were not finding anything concrete. Like we had to explore all possibilities, but nothing concrete was coming up. So we did not try anything else. Just went for this one.
So yeah, then what were the major side effects for the from the
Yes, luckily she did not lose much hair. She had
treatment?
seen few people bald, and she
Mm-hmm.
said like, how am I going to live with baldness? And we told her, don't worry. I mean, that should be the least of your concerns. There were not much side effects. Only during the chemo days, things used to be bad. In this sense, like first day, she used to be pretty active because of the high dose of glucose. And
Mm-hmm.
second day, she used to be very down, sleeping the whole day. But she was a very strong lady. And I did not, I mean, I made it a point to be with her for all the 4 years. I did not miss even a single visit to the doctor or to the chemo or to the radiologist. In fact, my daughters had got married, and
Mm-hmm.
there was this project for which we had offered, we were to order the machines, and the project was to be set up in Bihar, not in Delhi. So I asked my son to join there rather than me joining there. So I stayed back, and I dedicated my uh, I mean, entire thing for 4 years for caregiving. And I used to only travel only
Mm-hmm.
in between her chemo cycles, or if there is no doctor visit. If there's a doctor visit, I'll not travel. So I don't remember skipping one single chemo or a radiotherapy session or a visit to the doctor, because I thought like, let me, we already had been married for 26 years before she contracted. And those 26 years had all been like more as a sort of a duty or as a responsibility, because we had children and we had certain rough phases in our business financial world also.
Yeah.
So I had to take care of a lot of things, and we were managing somehow. Even with the difficult
Mm-hmm.
times, we were managing, but we were never very financially comfortable, so that we could think of like splashing or something. But during her chemo, like she used to get very surprised that you were always saying you don't have enough money, but how do you get so much of money to put in here? And we had to tell her so many things. And we never made her feel that she was a burden on us, either financially or
Not at
time
all.
wise, or we
Families.
just did everything in a spirit where
Mm-hmm.
she felt wanted, she felt loved. In fact, I realized after she passed away that I must have loved her more in those 4 years than in the past 26 years. So that way, I don't think she had any regrets. I really don't know. We could never have a heart-to-heart conversation about her
Mm-hmm.
death. This was one of the things I regretted. I should have had heart-to-heart conversation about her death. She knew it; it was coming. She only told me once, like what she wanted to do with her stuff, that whom she wanted the stuff to be disposed of to. And I told her, you tell me, but don't worry, you're not going anywhere. Knowing fully well that she may pass away in a month's time or 2 months' time. Somehow we could never develop the courage to openly discuss her death. But could be due to any reason. Probably I was very scared she may, both of us will cry so much So we just avoided discussing death. Although we were together all the time, even the maid used to sleep in our room only. I used to sleep in the same room. And yeah, uh, that question
I'm
was
getting emotional.
there only. Uh-huh.
Okay. So, what was her age?
My
No,
at
no,
that time,
her age.
she when she got cancer, she was what 50 years old.
And like, what was your support system? Like, how did you handle your profession, then family? What was
I
your support system?
like business wise. I had sent my son to the new factory. The old stuff I was handling,
Mm-hmm.
and then the marriages of two of the daughters came, so that became a priority.
Yeah.
Our weddings are a bit fat, so a lot of things had to be arranged. But yeah, it was all done. And somehow God took care of everything. So
Mm-hmm.
it just went on. I didn't realize from where the money was coming from. My daughters helped. They both of them had taken insurance policies
Okay.
in my mother's name.
Mm-hmm.
In their mother's name.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
So that helped a lot also. And then I sought some financial help from my brother.
Mm-hmm.
Like there was this injection which was given in the end. I'm just missing out the name. One injection used to cost us 1,50,000 at that time, and it was to be given. So I thought it's going to be tough for me. So I spoke to my brother. Can you help me? He said, okay. So he said, I'll the injections I'll sponsor. So every month he used to send the injections. Like we used to get it billed in his company's name, and the payment would
Okay.
come from there. So
So
that way,
the injections were used every month.
I Avastin was the injection.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Avastin.
Mm-hmm. It is used in 3 months, I guess. No.
No. At that time, it was 1 month. And the
Okay.
first 2 or 3, we got it for 1,50,000.
Mm-hmm.
Then the price came down to 1,10,000. And like 1 to 1 free, we used to get one. And the second was done in 21 days, I guess. But that used to another 21 days we had to pay and get something like that. I've almost
Okay.
forgotten now. It's
Okay. Yeah.
8, 9 years now. But I did get support of my brother, my family for this.
Mm-hmm.
Daughters were very supportive, and luckily both of them were married in Delhi only, so they used to visit us very often. And son was there to take care. And I was pretty grown up, so like there were no nothing emotionally I could handle. Financially, by God's grace, we could handle. So yes, it was overall just a journey.
So, like, what all lifestyle changes you made during or after her treatment?
Uh, Not much. Like I'm still the same. I've
Mm-hmm.
started meditating a bit. I've become more generous. I've become
Okay.
more compassionate. Once you see someone passing near you, passing away near you, you tend to
Mm-hmm.
get more compassionate to yourself, compassionate to life. You tend to get more loving. Those are the things which have happened. And beyond that, also, like we still I mean, it's been 8 years now. In fact, on this June 10th, it'll be
Mm-hmm.
exactly 8 years. So we just every year we go to a temple or an orphanage or somewhere. We just distribute sweets and food, and we just celebrate her passing away. That's all we can do. Children are happy, very well settled. I'm also on my
Yeah.
journey as a good good meditator. I go for long meditation stuff and slightly taken a backseat in the business also. So I mean, not much lifestyle changes, but my attitude
Mm-hmm.
towards life definitely has changed. I've become much more compassionate, and
Mm-hmm.
maybe much more loving.
Yeah.
I really don't know.
So, what is the most cherished memory you have with her?
And this one I recall so well. Like she, in the end, what had happened was she was having extreme pain, like
Okay.
unbearable pain, and so I'd gone to phoned up the doctor. He said some medicine with P. I forgot the name.
Mm-hmm.
We got both injection as well as to take it orally.
Mm-hmm.
And I had got that one, and she was having tremendous pain, and she was screaming in the pain. And on those days, like she was not being able to take anything inside because the cancer had spread everywhere. So we were just giving her drips. So I wanted to her to take that medicine
Mm-hmm.
orally, which will which will stop the pain. And somehow uh, that medicine was not going inside with the water. So we put that injection inside the drip.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Still,
Okay.
she was screaming. So I thought that will take a longer time to get into her system. So let's give her orally also. So in the end, what happened was we gave her both the things, orally also as well as the injection also,
Oh.
and she slept after that. And we thought like because of that painkiller, she slept.
Mm-hmm.
But in the morning, she didn't get up. And we got worried. Like we
Mm-hmm.
called the doctor.
Yeah.
He also said because you've given her double dose, probably
Mm-hmm.
she'll sleep for 24 hours. I said, okay. We waited for 24 hours. Still, she didn't get up. Then we again called the doctor, and she was not getting up. And doctor said, there's one thing I can do is you can shift her to hospital. But I said, what will it help? Like if we
Mm-hmm.
shift her to hospital. Over here, she's at home. So he said, we'll give her extra 24 hours or 48 hours or 60 hours. But I said, 24, 48, 60 will really not help. Because taking her
Mm-hmm.
away will be a big challenge also.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, then he said, "Ki otherwise she may pass away like this only." He said, okay. And by that time we realized she'd gone into coma. She was not sleeping. She'd gone into coma. She was not reacting to anything. So we
Mm-hmm.
just started, her breath started getting
Mm-hmm.
abnormal. Like first it
Okay.
was very fast, then it became very labored, and we were trying to ease everything for her, but somehow it was not working. And we thought she would pass away like this only. And just before passing away, she got up. Like
Oh.
her whole body shuddered. And
Mm-hmm.
then I was outside the room, like the children and our relatives had started coming in. They were there, and I was called. I took her on my lap, and she opened her eyes. She couldn't talk, but she saw us, everyone. And then she did a beautiful smile, and then she closed her eyes. And then, like doctor said, it is over now. So, I mean, even just before dying, also she just, I mean, told us bye, and so that was one of the moments. It still has stayed in with me. That yeah, she took the time, or she took the energy to
Mm-hmm.
come back and just tell us bye and then go away. So that has something which is still back.
So, mm, like, what do you think about the stigmas which are, attached to cancer and the importance of awareness of it? Importance of
Yes,
awareness.
earlier also I had been associated with Indian Cancer Society Bihar branch,
Okay.
and we were doing a lot of work there. That we were having those free checkups
Mm-hmm.
every uh, twice a week, where we had four kinds of doctors. And I mean, we had that card displayed where we were
Mm-hmm.
displaying the symptoms. That was way back in 89 in Patna when I was there in
Okay.
Bihar.
Okay.
So we were displaying the symptoms, and we had those doctors' checkups. So one of them was X-ray. There was a gynecologist used to
mm, mm,
check the gynae parts.
mm,
Then there was a surgeon used to see. Then there was a physician. There were 10
mm,
signs we had displayed that if this is happening, irregular bowel movements or
yeah,
whooping cough or something. And we
mm,
were inviting people who were not suspecting also they have cancer to come and get
okay.
tested. We did get around 2-3 cases where people were
Mm-hmm.
not suspecting. We could find that they had cancer and we were referring them to, we were affiliated to Tata Memorial
Okay.
at that time. This
Okay.
Bihar branch is like
Mm-hmm.
spread all over the country.
Okay.
So that was the thing we were doing that time also. But then after shifting to Delhi, I had lost track of that. It closed down also.
Mm-hmm.
And it had always been our endeavor to work for it, try and do something about it. I go for this can support.
Mm-hmm.
There's a
Okay.
thing over here in Delhi. They have their works. I have told them in case I can be of any help, I can. Then I met Dimple maybe around 2.5 years back.
Okay.
She was on one of the service space. She was a part of service space and I
Mm-hmm.
was visiting there and I met her. Then she also said if I could be any help there. I said yes. I could be anything I could do, maybe monetarily, maybe volunteering,
Mm-hmm.
and little bit here, little bit there. Not really seriously involved only in this, but then we did. I did attend some healing circles. In fact, last month or so, I
Mm-hmm.
and Dimple both have attended this Asia healing circles where we are planning to host healing circles in Asia because of the normally these healing circles which are being held are to
Mm-hmm.
facilitate the Americans. So for India, the timing is very odd
Yeah.
to get
Yeah.
those people. So we have they have now come up with the idea to hold special circles in Asia as per,
Okay.
as suitable to the Asian timings. So probably that could also start getting to happen. I mean, India is awareness is very much there.
Mm-hmm.
Problem is how it happens. Nobody knows why it happens. Nobody knows. So it is more, I guess, once it happens, how much of treatment? Because I know people they don't even get treated. The family just discards them. The family feels he's going to die. So why not? Why to spend some money or why to do anything about it? So I mean, we would love to support, and if there is anything concrete, I would definitely like to do. We in Delhi also
Mm-hmm.
since last 1 year we have been doing this medicine thing, distributing medicines to the needy, and in between we do get cancer patients also who require medicine. So
Mm-hmm.
that is being that is getting provided. In fact, 3 4 no, maybe around 2 years back, I had just read a request for blood donation for a 6-year-old cancer boy,
Oh,
and I
six.
had gone
Yeah.
for blood donation, and the doctors did not take my blood. They said, "No, no, your blood pressure is high, so we'll not take."
Oh.
And I really pleaded, "Ki yaar, take it, take it." He said, "No." I said, "I'll take one more Telma and come." So that the
Mm-hmm.
blood pressure is low, but they didn't take. And I told that fellow, I met that young boy. I gave his father some money for treatment and all. And then his father calls me up, ki, "Uncle, can you give platelets?"
Okay.
O positive. His son was also O positive. I'm also O
Oh,
positive.
I'm
So I said,
also.
okay. So I went, we gave platelets. In fact, in
Mm-hmm.
3 months, I gave platelets 4 times.
Oh.
And it was very good experience. Like the nurse used to ask me, how is he related to you? I said, no, no, there's no relation, but and they won't believe me. They felt that there is some relation. Otherwise, why will a person come 4 times?
Mm.
It was okay. Somehow that child also passed away after 4 months. Like October 2019 he passed away. Yeah. He had blood cancer, and in fact he was raising money for uh, this bone marrow transplant. So I couldn't help him much, but I did get him connected to. There's one Vivek Jain who helps people here.
Okay.
So he had arranged this bone marrow transplant through government. Then they wanted some money to be
Mhm.
there on the side. We said we'll all pull in, get in money,
Mhm.
go ahead with the operation. But before the operation could be conducted, he passed away. So these are the small things I still feel we can do. I would love to do. It's always been my endeavor to, I mean, do whatever I can. I mean, I really try my best. But sometimes it is beyond us, so it's
Mm.
nothing can be done about it. But I've seen largely cancers are curable also if the thing gets taken out in time. But some of the cancers are not even curable. So
Mm.
we just have to accept life the way it is.
So, is there any parting message you would like to give other cancer patients and caregivers?
One thing I would really suggest is to the caregivers, I have a suggestion that please love the person more, much more. Because apart from the caregiving, it is the
Mm.
love which will help him heal.
Mm.
And I have a message for the cancer patients also that though there may be pain, but
Mhm.
let the love for the caregiver not get reduced. Sometimes the person gets irritated, and the irritation is because of the pain which person is suffering. But even in the pain, if we can let love be the
Mm.
primary thing between caregiver and the patients and the family members, I think that could be a healing for both, because caregivers also really get stressed and the
Yes.
patient as it is gets stressed.
Thank you. Thank you so much for your time. It
Thank
was
you.
a it was very inspiring talking to you. It was a very good talk.
Thank you. And it was such a good thing to get reminded about my wife, whose 8th anniversary is coming up uh, very shortly. This is a photo in my bedroom.
Oh,
This was the photo when we got married.
okay. Okay. She's beautiful.
She
Yeah.
is.
Yeah.
She still is.
Yeah, she is beautiful. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. It's been pleasure. Thank you.